Northwestern rebounded convincingly on Saturday night with the 49-7 victory against Bowling Green at Ryan Field. The contest was every bit as one-sided as it should have been against a team that has yet to win this season. But for coach Pat Fitzgerald, seeing resiliency in the Wildcats was important. "We got knocked down last week," he said, referring to the 41-17 loss in Durham, North Carolina. "It happens. The only thing to do is get off the mat. Tonight was about coming out swinging." Quarterback Clayton Thorson may have taken the biggest swings. After struggling at Duke and failing to move the offense, he led the Wildcats against Bowling Green by connecting on 23 of 30 passes for a career-high 370 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fitzgerald said after the game that receivers probably dropped at least 2 passes. "Probably of anybody on the squad. His response was outstanding," Fitzgerald said. "He really bounced back well." The Wildcats, 2-1, racked up 678 yards, breaking out of an early 7-7 first-quarter tie. Running back Justin Jackson, who was limited to only 18 yards on 7 carries at Duke, rushed for 3 touchdowns and 121 yards on 18 carries against the Falcons, 0-3. Even lesser-known offensive players registered head-turning numbers. Tight end Garrett Dickerson's career best was a 44-yard receiving day last season against Purdue. On Saturday night, the senior grabbed 9 catches for 150 yards. Sophomore Bennett Skowronek scored his only 2 touchdowns of his career, including a 58-yard catch that gave Northwestern a 14-7 lead. Defensively, a week after giving up 538 yards in an embarrassing 41-17 loss, the Wildcats did not let the Falcons score after running back Josh Cleveland's 20-yard first-quarter touchdown run. They kept Bowling Green in check on third downs as the Falcons converted only 5 of 17. When Monter Hardage clocked Bowling Green's Datron Guyton to knock the ball free after a first-down reception, Northwestern's Godwin Igwebuike scooped up the ball and returned it 45 yards. Skowronek scored on the next offensive play for a 21-7 lead early in the second quarter that helped harness momentum for the Wildcats. Fitzgerald said Northwestern's ability to avoid spiraling after last week's loss didn't surprise him. "I walked into the locker room at Duke and I didn't feel like I was walking into a funeral," he said. "I thought the guys' attitude was like, all right, we got our fanny whipped and everything that happened in the game we can solve, but we have to go out and do it this week in practice." Credit goes to our guys. They went to work right away. To get knocked down like that, you have one of 2 choices. You can pout and feel sorry for yourself, or you can do something about it. Sryan at ChicagoTribune.com, Twitter at SryanTribune. Wildcats 2-minute drill. Jackson 4 behind running back Justin Jackson. Northwestern showed some depth at the position. Jeremy Larkin added 31 yards and a touchdown on 4 carries. John Motnive added 18 yards on 6 carries, and Jesse Brown carried twice with an 8-yard touchdown as part of his 14 yards. "All those guys are ready to go," Coach Pat Fitzgerald said. "We're pretty deep there." Run contain. Bowling Green running back Josh Cleveland looked like he could be a dangerous threat in the first quarter when he picked up 64 yards on 7 carries. But his net for the game was only 54 yards on 12 carries. The Falcons rushed for only 66 yards total in the first half. Hurting, Northwestern linebacker Django Glacken was taken off the field on a cart with an apparent right wrist injury. Wide receiver Jaylen Brown left the game in the second quarter with a lower body injury and did not return. Fitzgerald did not disclose updates on the players after the game.